Okay. How's this? Can you hear me now? Okay. How's this? Can you hear me now? There we go. Okay. How's this? Can you? So very cool. That whole entire time I was just ranting. So it was on the wrong track in OBS. That's why. So that's that's super cool. Uh, Thank you for pointing that out. Um, so yeah, I'll just quickly recap, I guess, what I was saying. How's this? Can you hear me? All right, you can be quiet now. Um, uh, so basically, what transpired with, because I was talking about like Helldivers and the whole situation around what that was happening with, right? Um, so, uh, brief introduction again. Um, Basically, what happened was, uh, Arrowhead developed the game, Sony published it. We published it simultaneously on PlayStation 5 and PC. And so when it originally released on Steam, they wanted you to log in with a PlayStation Network account. But then because the servers were getting overloaded, they quickly just were like, nope, we're not doing that right now. We'll come back to it later. But they really did not make that clear when they did that. Um, and so that was kind of a big no-no on their end. They really dropped the ball on that, like heavily. It was ridiculously bad, um, and so the fact that they even they decided to do that to begin with, and then they're now walking that back, even though like they said they would, they just did not communicate that. That was a bad move. That was awful because people hate Sony and hate PlayStation Network because like Sony gets breached all the time. Like it's kind of a joke how bad Sony's security is, uh, and how often they get hacked. And people just don't like Sony either, especially on a PC. Like PC players hate having multiple accounts for stuff, right? Like if I buy an EA game and I have to log in the EA services, I hate that because it's like, why am I logging? Like, just let me play the game, especially if it's like a single player game or something. Multiplayer's more understandable, but it's still like, it's not great. Uh, the the issue that took place is that so since Sony didn't communicate this well, and people kind of didn't really realize how bad forcing PSN was, people started to realize, okay, so now we can't really refund the game properly unless Valve, who runs Steam, basically kind of allows this situation to kind of get turned on its head a bit, and then they start taking more refunds than normal. But even worse than that, people started to find out you can't make a PlayStation Network account in some countries. So like there are just some countries where people have bought Helldivers that, unless they wanted to breach Sony's terms of service to make a PSN account in a country that they aren't located in, they will no longer be able to play Helldivers. Which is awful. So the fact that they did not communicate that at all, especially when they've been allowing Helldivers to be played by people in these countries for months now, like, without issue, and then they're now turning that back, that's bad. And so, like, here, I'll even pull up I'll pull up the ratings of Helldivers on Steam right now. Oof, buddy, man, this is it sucks. Oh no. Let's see. Display capture going. Oh, dude. I don't know if you can read that. That is mostly negative for recent reviews. 20% of the 183,000 user reviews in the last 30 days are positive. So that is 80% of players. 80% of 183,000 people said, like, this game is garbage now because of, like, Sony's actions. And all reviews reviews of all time is at mixed. So it's 54% out of nearly 500,000 reviews. So people are just pissed at Sony because of this. And it's just negative after negative after negative. Like, you have some people here where they're like, good game, Sony bad. Like, there are some positive reviews here, but, like, man, it is. Here's some stuff. So, this person's showing, like, statistics of every time Sony's been hacked. April 2011, hackers accessed personal data of 77 million Sony PlayStation Network users. May, personal details on 25 million Sony online entertainment customers stolen. June, Sony Pictures website hacked, exposing 1 million accounts. November of 2014, hackers steal 100 terabytes of data from Sony Pictures. August of 2017, hacker group accesses Sony's social media accounts. September of 2023, Sony investigates alleged hack. And in October of 2023, Sony notifies employees of data breach. So there were two things that happened less than a year ago, and Sony has the audacity to be like, nah, we're gonna force you to link your accounts to be able to play this game. And so not only are some people just completely locked out of playing Helldivers anymore, to some degree, where they're like, we're just like unable to because Sony doesn't allow us to register a PSN account in my country. There are some countries that actually require you to go through a multifaceted setup to get a PSN account. There are some countries that literally require you to take like a photo of your government ID to send off to Sony to like verify your account. And that has to do with like some of the like consumer laws and stuff that take place in other countries, and like how certain accounts being registered, essentially enact on platforms and stuff. Like that's kind of the rigmarole you have to go through to be able to register for like accounts for maybe like either social media or like accounts that you use to purchase things. So then in that case it would be like Sony, since they sell goods, digital goods and services. Then you need to register your ID with that. And the problem is you're then sending government IDs with like personal information on it to Sony, who gets hacked all the time. So it's awful. It sucks. So this whole thing blew up in like the past couple of days because Sony is just incompetent, and they still haven't walked it back yet. And the most recent thing I saw was somebody pointed out on Twitter, I think it was Pirate Software, pointed out that like somebody had gotten an email from Sony who was in Ukraine saying like, hey, like the notification for me signing up for a PSN account never appeared, and like now I can't link my PSN account, but like I can't create a new one, but like it says that I can if I'm in Ukraine, right? And the response they got back was, yes, you can create a Ukraine PSN account only on a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. So now you have to go out and buy a console if you're Ukrainian to be able to make this account, which like seems completely arbitrary for no reason. But also it's like it's Ukraine. So like that is not heat that you want. Like even more ridiculous heat to like tack onto all of this because of everything that's going on over there. And Sony is taking a massive L on this. I do not know how they're gonna respond to this, but like I'm sure once people start like finding that out and that starts making the rounds, like it's over. Like it's insane. Out of all of this too, I just feel bad for Arrowhead because I feel like they didn't have a say in this, you know? Like because they weren't anticipating probably releasing it without PSN support because like I said, you know, like it originally released with that until the servers got essentially bombarded with how many people were playing it, and that's why they removed it. So I don't really blame Arrowhead, it's just Sony because they published it and then they're like, oh, we need like it's awful, it's miserable. So I don't know. Hopefully they can figure something out in all of that. But yeah, hopefully they get that figured out. Oof, that's a tough situation for Sony right now, man. That's gotta suck. So I don't know. Though I'm sure Sony's not like gonna survive it. You know, they're Sony, of course, but man, somebody's gotta get fired over that like pronto because that's just a bad look, dude. Bad optics, man. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get Minecraft up and going now. But while I'm getting this up and running too. So this week's also been crazy with all the rap beef going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. That whole thing's a whole other situation that I don't even have time to go into all the things about that. All the accusations being tossed around in that sphere, that's crazy. But man, this has been an insane week. No, I don't want to install Insights Capture over Wolf. Thank you for asking. But see if it picks up full screen capture. Maybe? And we'll stick to display capture for a minute. Can you show up? There you are. Okay. Yay. Cool. Oof. I'm gonna just call it BMC4. So gonna stick to normal for now. But I'm gonna turn cheats on because I may end up wanting to change difficulty later, not for any other reason, obviously. This is something I'm only gonna play on stream. So yeah, but we'll just see how it goes. So this is gonna eat my PC's resources like pronto. So this is gonna be fun. Whoa. Whoa. What the heck? Let's see, I think as soon as we load more chunks, the frame rate, yeah, there it goes. Okay. Clearing up now. I was not expecting to spawn right in next to this village. That's pretty dope. Okay. Sweet. Reset my respawn point. I thought that said zoom data for a second, and I was like, hey yo. This one? It's gonna take all that. Yeah, for a little bit of introduction, since I didn't really... My goodness, you guys are everywhere. For a bit of introduction on, Better Minecraft, it's basically supposed to just kind of be kind of like a Vanilla Plus mod. So what that kind of means is that it doesn't really try to change Minecraft too much. I mean, obviously it will. No matter what you do, any mod is going to change Minecraft to some degree. That's, you know, the purpose of it, but the aim, I guess, of Better Minecraft is to make it kind of like as close to vanilla as it kind of possibly can be, and kind of augment the things that are already there to make them better or more feature-rich, but also to kind of just, you know, be able to be like, hey, here's some cool stuff, extra stuff that we've added in, like some new dimensions, some new game mechanics, new block types, new mobs, bosses, different things like that. So, yeah, it's I've had a lot of fun playing it in the past, so I'm sure, you know, it's gonna be a fun time on stream to do a lot of that. Yeah. Red glaze, terracotta, stripped. Oh, this is the new wood type. Cool. Okay. Volume up here a little bit. I'm gonna go fast. I'm gonna halt the soundtrack so we can listen to the Minecraft noises. Oh man, we're already kind of stacked village a bit. Uh, okay. Um, so one of the first things we can do that's pretty dope is uh when you make an axe in this mod, you chop down a tree.